Now for release of Chapter 5, we got some new bosses and other stuff, but a video I wanted to do after Chapter 4 was underratedly hard bosses in Deltarune. I'm not talking about stuff like Jevil or the Roaring Knight, everyone knows about those. I'm talking about bosses that most people don't say in the conversation from the hardest bosses in the game. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and let's get started. First, I want to talk about Queen, but not the fight with Birdly and the Acid Shield. I'm talking about the Giga Queen fight. This fight was so hard to me 4 years ago, and I thought I had a skill issue back then. But I replayed Deltarune recently, and I thought I would beat the Queen with no problem. Not even close. The Queen took me 8 attempts, and trust me, I'm not bad at the game. Because the day before I completed Jevil in 1 attempt. I think this mainly comes down to the way you fight being super different compared to normal, because you're doing a punch-out game. And yeah, I think that's the main problem for me at least. Also, some of the attacks are a bit unfair, like the one where the Queen jumps down and you have to find an opening. The only non-hard thing about the boss is the X, allowing for extra damage, healing, and speed. Another thing I forgot to mention was there's 3 phases to the fight, and for each one she gets faster. And I thought this fight was super hard like I said earlier, but when I went online to see what other people thought about the fight, there was only one Reddit post about how hard it was. Just one. I feel like I might have a skill issue with the punching game, but let me know what you think in the comments. Anyways, let's move on. Up next is Tina doing minigames. I just want to say I did the attacking route without doing the sword route to get extra damage on Tina, and it was so easy. I one-attempted it, and I also heard online spamming I Love TV makes it really easy, but when it comes to the minigames, it's absolutely awful. Some of them are just straight unfair sometimes. Like the one where you have to shoot Tina bubbles, one of them just moves super fast and you have no time to react. I always take a stupid hit from it, and if you're doing the guitar minigame on Nintendo, count your days. They choose such weird buttons to make the 2 playing buttons. I have to hold my controller in such a weird way just so it doesn't feel uncomfortable. Also, the 2 Western minigames suck. The shooting one towards the end of it, the guys are immediately up and shoot you, leaving little time to react. I feel like Tina's final attack is the main problem and user of all the things I mentioned that make it hard. Fast reaction times, unfair placement of enemies, but at least the ultimate attack scales to HP, so if you're low you'll be only taking 5 to 10 damage. Also, some of Tina's normal attacks are awful, mainly the 2 stars moving around the box and shooting other stars. I feel like I always take a hit for some reason. If you're in a bad position, the smash cut one can be awful, or good depending on where you are in the box. The Tina is overall easy when attacking him, but hell if you're trying to play the minigames. And a lot of people don't really pay attention to the difficulty of a fight, but more of the Roaring Knights afterwards. But Tina's not as bad as the Roaring Knight, but like 80% of the Knight in my opinion. There's still one more boss on this list that I think is so much worse than the Knight. It's so hard I'd rather skip it in the fight than get an amazing item and more damage on Tina, in which if this boss fight did not exist, he would be one of my favorite characters of all time in design and lore. But after the fight, he is probably in my top 10 worst. So let's go on to ERAM. ERAM sucks so much. Easily the hardest boss in Deltarune, at least for me. It took me 60 attempts, and the only other boss that came back close was the Roaring Knight at 18. Let's go through the phases and see what makes this boss so bad. Phase 1, ERAM goes around the map and shoots 3 bombs, exploding into different directions. And let me just say, the bomb attack isn't that bad. The only complaints of this fight I hear about are the bombs. I think that's the least of the worries in the fight. The other attack he has is summoning 5 fireballs around himself, then shoots them. I always get hit on this attack. I feel like he goes over to me when he does that, and when he doesn't, he runs away. Phase 2, he flies from the top of a screen in a fireball and tries to kill you, and also summons friend enemies to kill you, which is the easiest attack in the boss fight, because sometimes they drop candies allowing you to heal, and is the only way to heal in this fight, by the way. Phase 2 is the easiest in my opinion. Next we have Phase 3, ERAM can summon friends, shoot 4 bombs, and fall from the sky, leading to a crowded screen and chaos. Phase 4, he goes to the middle and shoots fireballs at a crazy pace, forcing you to circle around him. Not that bad honestly, his other attacks is flying from a screen again, but there's 3 of them flying down, but Phase 5 is hell. It takes Phase 4's 3 ERAMs flying and makes 2 of them unhittable, and ERAM never stops, so you have to perfectly position yourself to hit him mid-air, or you'll either never hit him or get hit. ERAM is supposed to be foreshadowing a boss we'll be fighting in the future in the shelter, and if this boss fight is anything like this, I'm gonna crash out and probably never beat the game. That was the entire video, hope you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, bye.